Welcome back to Studio Morethanfootball. I hope you enjoyed the presentations of those 5 initiatives. Back here, we're going to talk about this day and tomorrow a little bit longer. Let's start with what we just heard. Hubert, can you tell a little bit more about the process to coming to these 5 initiatives?
Yes, we had 27 applications in total for the Morethanfootball Award, and they were all judged by a jury of 3 people, one of the independent board members of EFDN. So we have a lot of board members who are connected to a club or to another football organization, but we got a couple of independents as well. One of those was part of the jury, myself as well, as part of the jury, and then we had one representative of our sponsor, Moscow Lightning. Mm-hmm. All of the 3 people, we had to decide a very difficult decision to make a selection out of a selection out of 6 clubs or 6 organizations, and give them points from 1 to 6. And that made these final 5, because usually we only have 4, but it was a tie, so that's why we had 5 initiatives. Yeah, on one side you see some similarities. There's a lot of a number of the programs have anti-racism, anti-discrimination as an aim in the program. Of course, Legia with the COVID response. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of other clubs this time, of course, with the COVID response, and that made it really difficult because who do you select? But with the point system in place, these were the final 5. And what we made a decision on was basically to see if a program can be replicated by any club, league or FA, regardless of the size, regardless of their experience of community outreach programs and social responsibility. Another angle that we always look at is it a proven impact? Has it a program a proven impact? And can you showcase that when you apply for the award? And of course, with usually we look at a 1 or 2 year impact. With COVID response, that was a little bit different this year. But I think everyone did a really amazing job in providing the details, the information, what the action included, how they broadcasted that, how they mentioned that everywhere. And the final one is it an own initiative of the club or league or FA? So is it something that they started from themselves because it matches their values and their beliefs, or is it something that they are just a partner of? So those selection criteria we use to identify these 5s. Yeah. And that's also what I hope that our members will do as well when they select their favorite program.
Because these are 27 initiatives, but there were a lot more clubs and associations working for the Action Weeks, right?
Yeah, we had 107 football clubs, leagues and FAs participating in the Action Weeks, and really promoting really high value activities and programs. So it's going to be interesting for us to get feedback why out of those 107 only 27 applied for the award, because there was a lot more programs that really had the quality to apply and perhaps make a shortlist as well. But and therefore we definitely invite them to participate next year.
Yeah, and it's also very important for the visibility, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, these are one of the programs which shows that visibility is very important. And the Morethanfootball campaign, that's actually the campaign I knew from being a manager, being a coach in the highest leagues. You know what Morethanfootball stands for, and this is absolutely the way to show that without any obligations, without any things that are wrong. This is only for the good. Yeah. This is only good for social responsibility, and the Morethanfootball campaign should be growing a lot. And then we think with 27 contenders for this beautiful cup, again, I can't mention it enough. I think we should be going to 100 next year, and all those beautiful programs. I mean, the presentations of these clubs, again, fantastic, absolutely amazing what they've done today.
That's a high standard. That's a big number you're telling me right there.
Yeah, we're aiming high.
Yeah, aiming high, definitely. We explained in the previous Studio Morethanfootball show how you can vote for these initiatives. But in case you were walking the dog or getting a cup of coffee, we'll do it one more time. Marius is going to explain.
Yes. Hello again. I will again explain the procedure how you can vote. So every EFDN member has one vote. There's always one person in charge who has now voting rights. So that person got an alert, got an email, got a notification that this person is allowed to vote. If you would like to change that, please contact me as soon as possible. You can do that via my email, m.stegemann@efdn.org, or via the platform. If you are aware of your voting rights, you can just go to the virtual agenda. You scroll down, there you will actually see now 2 sessions which are on air. Then you go to the Studio More Than Football, Voting More Than Football Award and Closing. You click on it, go into the session, there you see now actually our live stream. But then you go to Paul on the right, and you choose the organization that you would like to see as a winner. So whether Club Brugge, Borussia Dortmund, Lega Warschau, Pro League, or Malmö FF, you choose one of the organizations and you submit your vote. The voting is open until 9 p.m. Dutch time, so Central European time. Please vote until then. And as I mentioned, if you want to make any changes on who has the right to vote, please contact us as soon as possible. My email is m.stegemann@efdn.org, or you contact Marius Stegemann on the platform directly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There was some nice inception going on over there. Earlier in the studio, we didn't have time to talk about show racism, the red card. Would you like to say something about it, Robert?
No, absolutely. First of all, compliments to the team who prepared the presentation. Well done. You see that anti-racism and discrimination is getting bigger and bigger, and so it should be. We should never forget about racism. I think we are making a strong point again with the red card to show everyone that it's just not done. And coming back to the presentation, we know we have very good school programs on this. We actually run one ourselves just to keep good track of what's going on in those schools. Mm-hmm. And we absolutely believe this is one of the bigger important things in EFDN to keep having a look at how this continues to stop. We need to stop racism, and I can't make a statement enough by showing that red card. I know we try to work together now with all kinds of associations who have the same goal. And I see, we see back now in the presentations of the shortlist we have for the award that also racism is a big thing. I worked in several countries, for example in Russia, where racism is still too big. In Poland, where luckily it's getting less now, but also still racism is still there.
And also here in Holland, we've seen some terrible things in the last season.
Yeah, same, absolutely. And, I agree. And again, sometimes there are incidents, but it should be stopped, and that's why we are so keen on running these programs in schools already.
I agree. I think within football, perhaps we thought, especially in Western Europe, that it wasn't an issue anymore. If you look 10, 15 years back, I think every club had a program against racism inside the stadium, making a statement, and with the development of community outreach programs, and I think a lot of our organizations went away from the anti-racism and discrimination program, and because perhaps we thought it was a way. But it clearly states the last couple of years that it's definitely not, and there's no nice way to say it. So we use the red card because it is negative, and we want to have a really hard message: stop and not further. So that's why we're using the red card. But as Robert also mentioned, there's a whole program behind it. Where we have our Diversity Wins program, which is from a positive angle, teaching kids everything about anti-racism, anti-discrimination, prejudiceness, and taking that from a positive angle. But I think inside the stadiums, we really have to be really clear about it. Stop, this is it, and we don't accept it anymore.
Yeah, well, and thankfully then we see that there are more and more programs and initiatives to try and stop racism, because it's very important. We can't stress that enough. Well, the first day almost came to an end of this online conference. Did you enjoy it? It's different than normal, but...
Well, it's my first, so yeah.
For you, it's not
I
different
love
than
it.
normal.
No, it's
yeah.
definitely different, and obviously we would love to see all those people together and do the network like it's supposed to be. But I think this is by far the best option, the way we do it now in a hybrid event, which I hopefully, and again, we're looking for those the feedback of the people who are watching this to maybe even improve. But so far, I think if you look at the chat sessions during live events, which are going very well, people are getting connected. We have great contact with everyone at the moment, live through our computers, and our team is working really hard on that. So yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, and indeed we are looking for feedback, so please drop it in the chat function or in the comments so we can also learn and see what we can do different or better tomorrow. Hubert, you have a little bit more of experience in these conferences. How is this for you?
Well, it's completely different, definitely. Not on a stress level, because I think that's even higher this time, to be honest, because there's, you actually see nothing happening, but there's a lot of things happening online, but in the cloud or somewhere around Europe. But yeah, so it's completely different on one side. But if you look online, if you look to the chat sessions and also the feedback that you're getting from members through WhatsApp and email, people are really valuing the event until now. And of course, things can improve. So if people have suggestions how we can improve it for tomorrow, we're very happy to receive that. And on the other side, it's also a new experience for us. Because if you see how many people are online, you usually will have about 150, 180 people attending our event. At the highest point, we had 350 people out of the almost 400 that registered at the same time online on the platform. So perhaps it's also something for the future where we have, of course, back to a real live event, but that we do an online event next to that.
Maybe a little bit of a blessing in disguise at the same time. Looking at tomorrow, besides the whole technical part of it, what are we going to do tomorrow?
Well, first we have for EFDM members this evening, we have, of course, the General Assembly at 8 p.m. Central European time, where we will explain everything that we did and didn't do in 2020. And the things that we didn't do, of course, through COVID again, but also what our plans are for 2021. And we really want to ask every EFDM member to join us on that General Assembly and to give us their feedback on that. Of course, we have the official voting that we have to do as well. And then for tomorrow, we have we're going back to what we used to know as an EFDM conference. So we start with some inspirational presentations from clubs. We have the roundtables that I discussed this morning with 30 to 50 people in an online session. So tomorrow we first have the roundtables about the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, and then we go on from live streams, breakout sessions, and back to the studio.
Enough to see and to do tomorrow. Thank you both for today. Thank you for watching. As Hubert already said, at 8 tonight for the members, the General Assembly. The rest of you I'd like to see tomorrow morning at 9 for the online networking sessions. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.